going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we got another special one, because whenever I get to have anything from these guys, I always consider it special, just because these guys just make fantastic beers. But yeah, we're going to be taking a look at another one from Drekker this afternoon, and it's another one out of their Brains series. They have a bunch of different, kind of fruit concoctions they do with this Brains line, but today we're going to be looking at the Blueberry Plum Cherry Brains. And love the color of that. Love how it has that red and black with the white in there. Just looks absolutely fantastic. And I've had the Blackberry Plum Cherry before, so I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to be a little bit different now that they replaced the Blackberry with Blueberry. So maybe it's going to add a little bit, maybe less tartness, I would say. Who knows, because I would consider Blackberry a more tart berry than anything else. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. This one comes out at a 7.7% ABV, and it's a fruited smoothie sour. So if you're into sour beers, or if you're into smoothie consistency when it comes to drinking your beer, this might be the one for you. But who knows? But let's crack this guy open and see what we get on the nose, because I just want to crack this open because I'm excited. Let's see what this one smells like. Oh yeah, still getting a lot of that cherry forward, of course. Getting that plum kind of funk in there that always kind of brings whenever you have plum in a beer. Not really getting much blueberry off the nose, but who knows, that might come in later. But let's pour this guy and see what we're looking at. Drink it out of my Black Horizon Brewing Company glass, and let's see how this pours. It's going to be dark, thick, and just looking absolutely, yep. Look at that. Thick, heavy. Starting to get that smoothie kind of stuff coming out. But yeah, I already knew this is going to be a very heavy beer, just because anything from Drekker when it comes to their smoothie series just has that thick mouthfeel, and the consistency starts coming really thick out of the can towards the end. But I'll pour the rest of that after I have a few swigs. But yeah, look at that color. That looks absolutely fantastic. Doesn't really have much of a head to it, just because the smoothie sours, in my opinion, don't really bring off much of a head. But yeah, still getting a lot of that kind of really tart cherry on the nose. Getting that kind of plum funkiness in there. Definitely has a boozy kind of smell to it, which is interesting on this one. But without further ado, let's give this a try. So, yeah, cheers everybody. Oh yeah. This brewery does not know how to do it wrong when it comes to their smoothie sours. Absolutely delicious. It really doesn't taste like beer to me. Right up front, you get hit with, there's the blueberry right up front when you drink it. You get hit in the face with the blueberry. Definitely getting that kind of plum kind of flavor in there, kind of bringing that kind of more of that funk kind of fruit flavor in there as well. The cherry is actually more on the back note. This one really doesn't have that much of a tartness to me. If I gave it a tartness rating, it'd probably be for me, maybe a 1.5. Really not tart at all. Definitely has a creamy kind of mouthfeel to it, like a smoothie. But yeah, absolutely delicious. And with every kind of beer that Drekker does when it comes to their Brain series, they fill it up with, of course, the fruit purees and all that stuff. But they also add sea salt, which kind of brings out more of those vibrant fruit flavors, in my opinion. And then they add lactose in there to help create that kind of creamy consistency and that kind of heavier, thicker mouthfeel. But overall, yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah, not really much tartness. Not really much of that, not getting a boozy flavor in this. After I thought I had a boozy kind of note on the smell. No, you're just getting rich, vibrant berry flavors. The cherry, I think, well rounds it enough to where you're not going to get the tartness from it, but I feel like that tart cherry flavor kind of just brings out more of those vibrant, blueberry notes and kind of that funk plum note in there as well. Plus the sea salt, I think, is putting a new good factor in that as well. But overall, yeah, absolutely fantastic. It's nice going to get a good sour, because if you guys have noticed, the past few fruited sours I reviewed kind of had bad luck with, in my opinion, to where they have been kind of had weird notes to them to where I didn't enjoy. So finally, I can always count on Drekker when it comes to a smoothie sour from them that I'm going to enjoy, just because they just smash it full of fruit purees and all that stuff. So, yeah, awesome, absolutely awesome. It's cool because when they put on the can, they also tell you like the kind of the malts they use, the hops they use in this, the floras when it comes to like the yeast and the yeast cultures and all that stuff. But when it comes to the gimmicky part of like telling you what's in there, of course they emphasize blueberry, and then after that more blueberry, and then plum, more plum, cherry, more cherry, sea salt, lactose, sugar, and vanilla bean. Which definitely you get a nice sweetness in there. I would say it's more sweet than sour, in my opinion. But yeah, absolutely nailed it with this one. Anything from the Brains line from Drekker is automatically going to be awesome in my opinion, just because they pack it so heavy with the kind of like that fruit flavor they want you to embody in that, and it's just doesn't really match my shirt. I'd be damned. Wow, that's pretty damn close. If I say so myself. That's it. Okay, I didn't plan that out, but that's pretty. Thanks, Lethal, for kind of noting that for me. But yeah, this one's absolutely fantastic. Really, really big fan of this. So let's see what Untapped has to say about this one, and it'll kind of give you a description on Untapped as well. So, like I said, 7.7% ABV, which I guess is on that higher realm of maybe being sessionable, but with how like fruit packed this one is, it doesn't really matter on the ABV to me. This is definitely still a sessionable one for me when it comes even being on that higher echelon kind of ABV scale. But let's see. With over 1,413 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.26 out of 5, which, yeah, I could definitely see why. I don't think I've ever seen Brains that have been below a 4. I think every single one that I've seen have at least had a 4 and above rating on Untapped. So, and what they say right here when they're going with the description, they say, we stuffed this Brains double fruit smoothie sour with blueberry, plum, and cherry until we couldn't stuff it no more. Then we hit it with our double secret sea salt, lactose, and vanilla smoothie treatment for a whole bunch of that sweet, tart, very berry Brains goodness that you shouldn't drink while you're wearing a white shirt. Just trust us on this one. Yeah. Just in case if you spill this one, or if like you're in a place where you're wearing a white shirt or you're drinking this where the carpets are white, you need to be extra careful, because this is something that would easily stain when it comes to either getting on a shirt or carpet or something. But overall, yeah, let's see if there's any sediment. Yep, there's some stuff sitting on the bottom, but that's to be expected with a heavily fruited beer like this one is, just because they have so much puree in them to where it's like towards the end you're going to get like a thick, heavy pour when it comes to getting from the bottom of the can. So let's see what people have to say about this one. This guy gave it a 4 out of 5. This guy gave it a 4.25 out of 5. This guy purchased it at the One Stop Gas and Food Mart. Where is that located? Let's see. That one's located in Gilbert, Arizona. Let's see. Somebody gave this a 4.25 out of 5, saying refreshing after a hilly walk on a long day. So let's see. Somebody gave this a 4.5 out of 5. Another 4.25 out of 5, saying happy Father's Day and happy Brains. Definitely agree with that. Another 4.25. Let's see. Somebody gave it a 3.5, saying best sour I have ever had. So he obviously is enjoying that one. Let's see. This guy was that 4 out of 5, saying my second crack at a sour beer after the first one I had last year tasted like a cup of scrotum sweat. Wow. So I'm hoping he likes this better than his first one. So that's probably a good thing. But he purchased that at Southside Beverage, which is in Amsterdam, New York. Okay. I didn't know New York had an Amsterdam. Good. Things you learned. Let's see. Another 4.25 saying a nice surprise round 3. Thanks, Jim. I don't know who Jim is, but obviously got it from him. So yeah, relatively almost every rating you see, if you would definitely see on here that nothing's really rated below a 4. I saw maybe 1 or 2 that gave it like a 3.75 or a 3.5. But overall, every single one that I see is giving it a 4 and above. But yeah, you get a couple people saying they purchased it off Tavour, which you can... Drekker has releases when it comes to getting their stuff on Tavour all the time. So if you're somebody who uses Tavour or somebody who's interested in using Tavour, always got to note that they're not really available in every single state. It just always depends on like what area you live in for getting this beer delivered to you through Tavour, just because Tavour uses small like courier services and everything to get this stuff out to you. So if you don't have like a local delivery service that Tavour works with, you won't be able to get this stuff delivered to you. So you just have to download the app, put in your zip code, and they'll let you know right away if you can get stuff shipped to you. That's how kind of on top of things they are with the app. But if you can, Drekker drops stuff all the damn time when it comes to seeing it on Tavour, so you'll be able to get some of their fantastic IPAs. Of course, the Brains they always come out with. I think they have stuff from the Chonk series, which is like their kind of like Sunday smoothie sour line. But they have a bunch of different varieties of sours, bunch of different IPAs, and I've never been let down from anything I've had from Drekker. So really, really cool stuff. Or you can go over to Fargo, North Dakota, and actually go to the brewery yourself and bring out your inner Viking and just enjoy them at the brewery and kind of go to the tap house, maybe do a tour, because tours are fun. Oh, that's what I love about the opening up thing happening now with like kind of COVID being on the back end of things. Brewery tours are coming back. So if you're ever interested on going to see like how a lot of your favorite beers are made, a lot of your local breweries do tours. So kind of give you a behind the scenes experience on how some of your favorites are made, which I think is always a great experience. And I always have a lot of fun during the tours and stuff because they always have the brews masters kind of explaining how they do everything they do. So it's always really fun. So if you have the time, go to your local brewery, and if they have a tour, take part of the tour. It's always a really fun time. But let's see. Of course, let's see, on Drekker's website you have the beer finder, so if you can't get Tavour, or you may not be able to find out if you can get any Drekker near you, go on their website, the beer finder there. So go to Drekker's website down in the description below. Click on the beer finder, makes you put in your zip code, your location, all that kind of stuff, and they'll let you know where you can pick up some stuff from them. So always a good situation when it comes to breweries having that availability on their website. But of course they have all their, when it comes to the store, their online store, when it comes to possibly buying merch. Let's see, you can get beer releases if you're local to them, so you might be able to do curbside pickup and all that kind of stuff. But you can get merch, beer glasses, you name it, off of Drekker's website. So really, really cool stuff they have over there. Yeah, right, Dutch. They have the Slang de Jour line as well. But all of them are just absolutely fantastic. So let's start going through our ratings here and figuring out what we're going to give this one. So, do I even really need to say anything about can art? Because most of the Brains are always the same. And to be honest, it's some of my favorite can art of all time just because of the way it looks. Because you got the skull and it just like looks like guts and stuff all around them, but I think they kind of embody like the fur puree kind of thing around it. But yeah, still some of my favorite can art of all time coming from the Brains series. So yeah, easy 5 out of 5. Love it. Absolutely love it. Definitely, when it comes to the Brains series, me and my dad's trying to like collect like can arts and stuff. We're always taking the labels off the ones from the Brain line just because it's just so over the top and so awesome. So really, really big props to them for keeping it real when it comes to their awesome can art. So let's see. If I got this beer in a flight at Drekker, would I get another one? Absolutely. Let's be honest here. If I got a flight of just from their Brains line, if they had multiple like Brains available to be like tapped and getting a flight of, it would be very difficult for me to find one that I wouldn't want to get another glass of. That's how much I enjoy their stuff, and that's how much I enjoy ones from this Brains line. So, yeah, this would definitely be one that I would get my hands on again. I would definitely try to get a couple of these for keeping at home just because I love the pungent fruit flavors. I love that kind of tart cherry that's really not existed, but it lets you know it's there still. And then the blueberry note, the plum note is fantastic. They can't go wrong when it comes to mixtures they do with their Brains line. I think it's absolutely amazing. So, what are we going to do about our final rating on this one? I know all of these usually get pretty high ratings from me. I've done a couple of the Brains lines already. Well, a couple of the ones from the Brains line. And they have yet to let me down with any of them. So, I think I'm going to give this one a solid, like, 9.25 to, like, I would think I'm 9.25 out of 10. Really, really good. I think still one of my favorites for them is, what was it? They did something to where They added like cardamom in it, to where it was like I don't know if it was like a mango papaya one. There was like cardamom in it or something like that. But that one was really probably my favorite from them. But this one, as always, is just absolutely fantastic. Still highly rated in my end, and still very, very highly recommended for anything from the Brains line. If you can get your hands on anything from Drekker, even their IPAs or their fruited sours, do it. You won't regret it. Just make sure you're keeping that stuff cold, because there's a lot of fruit in them, and you want to make sure you're drinking this as cold as possible. And it's just, yeah, you're just going to have an awesome experience no matter which one you get, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. It would help me out a lot. And if you're watching the replay, let me know down in the comments below if you're drinking anything while you're watching my stuff. I'm really curious to see if people are sitting down enjoying a beer while watching some reviews. But other than that, if you want to see more of a social media aspect kind of thing, see people like Duchess, me, Wintucky, Ian is on there. We post on Untapped all the time. It's a great kind of social media platform for beer drinkers. Plus, they have all kinds of like different stuff going on when it comes to like different coupon codes for their merch site, different kind of like craft beer lover like accessories, like little kegerators, all that kind of stuff. But other than that, yeah, it's a super fun platform. You get to get badges when checking in beers, and just kind of gives you like a little bit motivation to kind of bring in your alcohol consumption a little bit. But that's okay. But other than that, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you everybody again for hanging out. You guys are awesome. So, I'm going to say it like I always say it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I see you, Jose. Hope you have a good one, brother. Cheers, everybody.